Good afternoon, everybody. I've been given this challenge to handle the post-lunch session. Let me try my best. Whether I could do some justice or Hilton has done some justice to all of us. Thank you very much for the nice introduction, and I would like to thank Sharat and the team to have given me this opportunity to be present in this August gathering. I am an Indian. I tend to speak fast. So anytime you find me talking fast, raise your hand and I will try to slow down. Because we Indians tend to be always in a hurry. You know, our entire life is a fight. Because we need to fight amongst 1 billion people. And we tend to always ask for attention and then the speed. This afternoon, I'll walk you through my story, my journey, my experience in the last 2 decades in the human resources as a practitioner of human resources and the work that I have done on strategic talent and performance management, particularly the competencies, which is the closest to my heart. In the last 2 decades, I have worked on competencies for almost 1.5 decades, which directly helped me to implement several change management programs across in the organization. I have deliberately decided to keep this presentation or this discussion as simple as possible, because as a practitioner, what I believe is that we all are simple people. We all live in the real world. So when we live in the real world, we would like to have any process that comes into the organization understood by every single staff or an employee in the organization. So it needs to be very, very simple. Before I take off on the topic that's given to me this afternoon, let me give a small introduction about myself once again. As I told you, we Indians are good at talking about ourselves. So let me not lose the train here. Over 20 years of different experience. I don't have the same experience repeated for 20 years. And that's precisely why I have moved to almost about 5-6 jobs, and I've worked in more than 15 countries across in Asia, Africa, Americas, and in Europe, just managing change, helping organizations with multicultural backgrounds, in managing this shift, the reality. I'm a licensed ECI or Emotional Competency Inventory accredited coach. I do a lot of work on emotional intelligence with organizations, and I've had a solid, I've been extremely fortunate to work with the renowned CEOs in helping them to be more effective in their roles. All this is fine. What do I do for my livelihood? Lot of people with whom I interacted this morning asked me a question. Said, what do I do? Am I a consultant? No, I am not a consultant. Let me challenge Dinesh here. Dinesh, are you here? No. Oh, Dinesh is there. Okay. I came into India. I decided to leave my day job 6.5 months ago, because I thought enough is enough now. I didn't want to be in a box. I wanted to be outside of the box. Because I realized that at some point in time in my life, I need to do what I wanted to do, rather than regretting later in life and not being able to do what I had to do. Went around the world. What I've been doing in the last 6.5 months is producing 2 coffee table books. One is on the Antarctic expedition, which I last went, and then the other book, the coffee table book that I'm producing, is is on the remote tribes of Papua, with whom I spent several weeks. So whenever I have found time, I'm doing HRM in the last 6 months. I've been working with around 3 organizations as a consultant. Again, coming back to consultant, this mode consultant, because when I was in my day job, I used to always wonder the role of consultants in the organization. I used to wonder, what do these guys come and do? They basically come, study my own organization, and tell me what to do, and then they take the fees and go away. And I always wondered, what is the value add of these people called consultants? So I don't intend to be a consultant for a long time. I intend to get back into the industry once I have finished producing these 2 coffee table books. So when I started this consulting practice back, when I started looking at organizations, working with organizations and helping them to unleash their human potential, I came across one particular organization who called me up and asked me, what is the name of your consulting firm? So I had to quickly cook the name in half an hour. And then it was nice to also call myself a CEO and a founder of this organization. That's how this company got created. But then it's only after creating this organization I realized the nuisances of creating a company, especially with legal compliances back home in India. So I've decided to leave this job, complete my current 2-3 assignments, and then get back to work. This is about me. This afternoon, the topic that I have chosen, most of my discussions, most of my inputs this afternoon are going to be research based. Going to be research based because that's what I believe in handling competencies or handling talent and performance management. But in the process, I'm going to keep it, as I've told you, as simple as possible. So the research shows that outstanding performers typically deliver 4 to 6 times more value than average performers in the organization. This is hardcore research. This is not what Sharat is telling me. Yeah? Selecting or developing just one outstanding performer in an organization will tell the story. Will make an organization big. But the real challenge is identifying what differentiates outstanding performance to performers to an average performers. All this is fine. We've all gone to numerous conferences in our professional lives. We have heard great speakers coming and talking about talent management and telling us how to go about doing talent management. But then when we go back to work, everything is on the default mode. What do we do? What do we do? This is the biggest question. This was the biggest question for me as a practitioner. That's exactly why I decided to get into the competency studies and then come out with competencies that are simple, easy to understand, and can easily be implemented across in the organization. My friends, we have heard this morning a very good presentation, and we all know that competencies are important, and competencies play a huge role in performance as well as in talent management. But then unfortunately, there are no shortcuts in this entire competency of performance management. Again, coming back to research, this is a research done by Goldman on emotional intelligence. Yeah? This guy who coined the word emotional intelligence, Goldman studied Harvard graduates for 10 years, from 1970 to 80 or 72 to 82, I don't know the exact years, for 10 years, and tried to find out if there is any correlation between the academic scores and success in life. And his study found that there was a very poor correlation between academic scores and success in life. So the question is, if academic scores does not guarantee success in life, then what else guarantees success? And then he coined this word called emotional intelligence and came out with 18 competencies, simple to the core, and which can be implemented in the organization, which can be learned by individuals and be successful. What does it mean? Does it mean that academics are not important at all to the organization? No. No. Academics are important, and that's what we call the threshold competencies. These competencies ensure an individual to get a job and perform adequately in the given job in the organization. They are all threshold competencies. Without, for example, if we have to hire, say, an accounts person in an organization, we definitely look for a person with accounting background, somebody who studied accounting in the university or in the school. They are all threshold competencies. But these competencies alone does not guarantee success. So how do you acquire these competencies which will determine success of an individual in life? My friends, we've all of us sitting here have gone through numerous performance management processes. We have sat around and we have designed several performance management processes. We have revamped them several times on the advice of consultants, on the advice of managements, and 100 different people in the organization. But will performance management alone contribute in the talent management process? No, it will not. Because performance management process is just one of the tools, if properly used, in the talent management process. And let me walk you through the talent management framework. I thought I'll present you not a simple talent management framework that I have in mind, but then I thought I will give a structure to my presentation in the next 15-20 minutes. And I've chosen a simple model. This model, some of you must have seen this model floating around on the internet. This is not my model, this is a borrowed model. So let's look at challenges one by one in this entire talent management process. External pressures and opportunities. The real talent pool, we all know that the real talent pool is shrinking. This morning we've heard, at least from 2 or 3 individuals, that people with real skills are not available today in the market. These are the guys who are required. These are the guys. Who are these guys? These guys who are solid on the threshold competencies and who also have the required competencies to excel in the business. Very difficult to find. There are a lot of internal constraints, financial constraints. We all know that when we are called to the management meetings, or when we represent the organization in the management meetings, the budgets that get hit when the organization is wanting to spend more money on the marketing front. It's the training budget, or it's the HR budget. It is the people's budget. Why is that? Why does that happen? In my view, in my experience in the last 2 decades, it happens only where HR, the head of HR or the leadership, the HR leadership, fails to convince the management in the value the HR interventions that are planned for the year are not able to demonstrate the value the HR interventions are planned together. It's become a buyer's market in recruitment. It's become a buyer's market. I was talking to somebody yesterday, this morning over tea. What are the current challenges today in at least back home in India?